Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Welcome back, ladies. How is everybody doing? So today, let's talk about you don't need a new week. You need a new standard. So let me ask you something. How many Mondays have you promised yourself a reset? New week, new diet, new mindset, new boundaries, and a new version of you. And by Thursday, you're back in the same patterns. Saying yes when you meant no, skipping the workout, undercharging, overgiving, tolerating things that don't actually feel good. And you tell yourself, it's fine, I'll start again next week. But what if the problem isn't the week? What if the problem is the standard? Because fresh starts are cute, they feel motivating, they give you dopamine, but standards change your life. We always romanticise the reset, and as busy mums we live in, I'll start after half term, I'll start when things calm down, I'll start when I've got more time, and I'll start in January. And let's be honest, life doesn't calm down. There is always something. And the women that actually change their lives, they don't wait for a new week. They decide, this is no longer acceptable for me. That's a standard shift. Not a hype, not motivation, a decision. So let's look at health standards. There's a difference between I want to lose weight and I am the woman who looks after her body. One is temporary. The other is identity. A standard sounds like I move my body even when I don't feel like it. I eat properly, not just crusts and leftovers. I prioritise sleep. I drink water. Not because you're on a plan, because that's who you are now. Busy mums settle for crumbs in their health because we're tired. But your body is not the thing that should suffer because you're holding everything together. Raising your standard doesn't mean perfection. It means consistency. It's like breadcrumbs in relationships. Keep accepting breadcrumbs. Don't be surprised when that's all you're served. And that goes for friendships, partnerships, family and business. Laughing off disrespect, over-explaining yourself, managing everyone's emotions, carrying conversations, and lowering your needs so you're easy. That's not peace, that's self-abandonment. A new standard sounds like I don't chase, I don't beg, I don't over-explain, and I don't tolerate consistent inconsistency. And raising your standards does not make you difficult, it makes you aligned. Let's look at business and money standards. Let's talk about ambition. So many of us undercharge, hide, play small, wait until they feel ready. You cannot manifest a bigger life while behaving like someone who's scared of being seen. Manifestation isn't just vision boards and quotes. It's self-concept. You cannot say you want 10k months while operating at £20 energy. A new standard sounds like I show up even when I doubt myself. I charge properly. I invest in myself. I don't apologise for wanting more. And that's the energy shift. And why does growth feel uncomfortable? And here's the bit nobody talks about. When you raise your standards, people get uncomfortable. You might feel guilty. You might feel selfish. You might feel lonely for a bit. Because your nervous system is used to playing small. It feels safe to overgive. It feels safe to stay agreeable. It feels safe to not rock the boat. Expansion feels unsafe at first. But uncomfortable doesn't mean wrong. It means unfamiliar. And unfamiliar is where the growth lives. And why? do us busy mums settle? We don't settle because we're weak. We settle because we're exhausted. We're overstimulated. We're emotionally managing everyone. We're running on little sleep. We just want peace. So we lower the bar to avoid drama. But raising your standard isn't about doing more. It's about tolerating less. Less disrespect, less self-neglect, less chaos, less playing small. So let's look at manifestation and self-concept. Your standards reflect your self-concept. If deep down you believe, I'm lucky if I get this, I shouldn't ask for too much, I should just be grateful. And this is belief coding. This is what something that would have come out your grandma and granddad's or auntie and uncle's mouth years ago, where they would say, well, it's all right just to settle, because it's that saying was, you don't know you were born yesterday. Life is not like it was 20, 30 years ago. There's so much for us. We can, even like just down to, like you said, tolerating something. We don't have to accept it. We don't have to accept it in relationships. I see so many friends that are in relationships and they're living off breadcrumbs. And maybe because I have high standards now. I have met a person I would not put up with. I would not put up with the standards that other people accept. Because I know, because of the growth that I've done in my business, I expect the same respect and mutual respect in a relationship. I'm not getting to 43 and just having someone that doesn't care about me or doesn't want to do the things that I want to do. Because if you feel sad and unhappy and you gripe about your partner day in, day out, or gripe about work and different people, then we have to do something about it. Because it's just going to go on and on for another year. And then one day it's going to go crash bang. There is going to be no relationship. Things always come to a head, and we all know this deep down. When your self-concept shifts to, I am respected, I am prioritised, I am disciplined, I am well paid, I am looked after, your world adjusts. The world becomes aligned because people treat you how you treat yourself. People will say you mean business and you won't put up with things. It's like raising your bar in your business. People start to take you seriously. Yes, you're going to have family members not accepting that you have a business and is that what your day job is? You'll always get those people that will say those words and those words will sting to us and they'll be like, maybe they're right. Oh, are you going to get a proper job? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? It's not. It doesn't work like that anymore. We should just stay in our own lanes and keep out of everybody's business. As long as we're happy in what we're doing, then that's the main thing. Why stay in a job that we're not happy with just because it's easy when you can get out of the job and you have the qualifications and the experience to do other things? Because as busy mums, we're not just thinking about us, we're thinking about our children. School runs, after school clubs, parties, there's lots going on. You don't need a new week. You don't need another reset. You don't need to start again for the 43rd time. You need to decide what is no longer available in your life and then behave accordingly. This is the season where we raise the bar. And as Alice would say, bring out the main character energy. And if that makes some people feel uncomfortable, that's okay. You're not here to stay small. You're here to expand. And you're here to network and meet other women that are going to raise your confidence, going to support you and push you. And when you've got an idea, you're not going to drag them down. They're going to actually encourage you to do it, and it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. I have a friend, Jackie, and she always says, when I have an idea, you throw me. You get so excited, like you'll say, do this, do that. And I'm like, because I see potential. Because my friends don't say things half-heartedly, as in when it comes to business, if we're talking about business. And I'm like, I can see, I literally, as a life coach and business coach, I see it straight away. I'm like, why don't we do this? And that's why I love coaching, because I see whether you're coming with me for like a fitness goal, a health goal, I can manipulate that and give you a structure and some goals. If it's a business goal, I will do what I can to give you the structure and the guidance, especially if you're setting up your own business. I've had my own business for over 20 years. And I've also set up another business in the meantime. I'm doing my podcasting and self-publishing. So it's not just about, I'm experienced in other areas of business, but even if I've not got your niche, I could still think of a million things that you could do for your business. It's like when I help people launch a podcast. They go, well, oh, what about this? What about that? And I said, I've got 10 topics for you now. I've got you 10 topics. Write these down. And this is what we can go with. Always, like a podcast, always think about a journey of where you're going. And that's how you're going to stay consistent with everything in life. And that's what I've done. I've done the goal setting, the habit stacking, the time blocking. That's consistency. I don't have to think Monday, oh, I've got to do this, got to do that. We always see people saying, I'm on a diet next week, I'm going to do that. By Thursday, we forgot about the diet. And then we always see those people online. I'm like, I thought they was on a diet. I thought they only gone out for a cake today. Because we're putting far too much pressure on ourselves. If we just keep our mouth shut and just stay consistent and do our best for that week, and if something goes wrong, then just be flexible in that change, because the change does happen within the week. But if we've got a bit of a plan for us in our head, then I feel like life would be so much easier. Just raising those standards just make you feel better as a person. And sometimes we can look at our old life and at people that we do know, and we do look at them sometimes with maybe a little bit of judgment, because we're like, I wouldn't behave like that now. I've got a bit more class and decorum, because we do as we get older. But it doesn't matter where you've come from, because we can be branded of where we are brought up, especially if you're brought up on a council estate. You're always branded with a calibre of people. But there's a lot of decent people that I grew up with, and I've got businesses and lovely families. It doesn't matter where you come from. They're the type of people that actually work harder, that haven't been given everything on a plate. You might be living with people with low standards. It doesn't mean that you have to live with people with low standards. Yes, you're going to have people that are jealous and say, oh, look at her. But it doesn't matter. We've just got to get that out of our heads and just keep pushing forwards with what you're doing. So let me know, what standards are you raising this week? And it might just be raising standards with your clothes and what you're wearing. I've definitely done that because I've lost the weight now. I want to feel good and look good and not feel scruffy and making ourselves just feel a kind of a way. I did a challenge this week. It was one of the school mums, Paulina. So I've been in that. And she looks beautiful every day. She always got something really stylish on. And it was looking about us and what we can change throughout the week and our standards. And instead of us all wearing scruffy tracksuits or the same things on the school run, it's getting up in the morning and finding that new fresh outfit, even if it's a nice neckerchief or some jewellery. You do feel so much better. I have a podcast listener. She messaged me and said, even though I'm not doing much this week, she listened to a previous episode of mine, and she said, I woke up and thought, even though I'm not much on, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do my hair, I'm going to do what Lindsay said. And it made a whole difference throughout a day. She was showing up more. She wanted to actually, because sometimes if we're not dressed up or we're not ready to go anywhere, we tend to say no to things. But if actually we could be ready, because actually, should we go out for lunch today? And then you might meet somebody out and about and meet a collaboration or meet somebody from a blast from the past. It's how we're showing up every day. Are we showing up as down and out and fed up mums? We don't need to. We can still look good on the school runs. Get up earlier. I get on the treadmill and get up and do my journaling. Just go to bed that a little bit early at night so you are ready for the next day. And that's what it's all about. So let me know, what standards are you? Is it friendships this week? Is it work? Relationships? I'm not a relationships coach, but I've worked with a lot of women and I've heard a lot, but especially working in the salon. And there's a lot of information online now about, tendencies that we have in relationships and how to spot those signs. Because I feel like I would always see a red flag. I'm very much a red flag spotter. But sometimes we can be that sunk into a relationship, we don't see it. But now we've no excuse, everything's online. Sometimes we don't realise what's going on in a relationship. And if we're not growing in a relationship personally and financially, then that's something that we have to look at. And it is harder when you're in a relationship to get out of that. If your partner isn't supporting you 1,000,000%, ask yourself why. Because we need people to support us in life. I don't know why anybody in a relationship won't want to support that other person. You might as well just be on your own and just flourish by yourself. I see lots of women that have been in situations and now they're on their own and they are flourishing, they are amazing, they're doing everything that's just incredible, and they found the main character energy and they're just throwing themselves out there. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave that there. So have a great week, whatever you're doing, and I'll speak to you in the week. I'm off to Devon, so I'll be on my way to Devon when you listen to this. I'm going to have a couple of days. The weather is a little bit poor, but it'll be about seeing the mother-in-law, having some food, going to the arcades with the boy. Just a little break. So if I'm at home, I end up working, I end up doing things. If I'm away, I get some nice Devon air. I'm always really tired when I go to Devon. I tend to I use it as a reset, and I take my little diary and my journal and my iPad, and I look at everything. It gives me a minute to switch off, but I feel like falling asleep. I feel like because it's like a reset of not working and thinking about work, like cooking, cleaning and all that. Sometimes we need those few days just to completely switch our brain off, to reset again. Put the brakes on the pedals and then release them once we get home again. Because you go back to normal, don't you? It's like that when you go on holiday. As soon as you get back, it's like it was a distant memory. But we can still keep things ticking over in the meantime. So I will speak to you later, and happy manifesting. Bye for now. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my link tree. From my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, to powerful resources and ways we can work together, it's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.